The head nerd and loser in the class realizes he has nothing more to lose, so he decides to use his speech at the graduation ceremony to publicly confess his love for Beth Cooper, the beauty queen and cheerleader captain. After this unexpected confession, he and the girl find themselves embroiled in a series of adventures. Hello everyone, this is Recap Movie Hub. Today I'm going to tell you about the movie I Love You, Beth Cooper.
Oh, God. Oh.
End of the school year. Dennis Cooverman, a senior in high school, takes a seat on the school stage, listening to a touching farewell song from one of the students. At that moment, the words spoken by his friend Rich come to his mind. They are in the library, where Rich convinces Dennis to give a speech at the graduation ceremony, or else Beth Cooper, the girl he is in love with, will not even know he exists. Returning to reality, Dennis takes the stage and begins his speech. With each word he speaks, his excitement grows, and eventually he confesses his love for Beth. Dennis goes on to say that his feelings for her date back to the 7th grade and have not disappeared. In addition to confessing to the girl, Dennis encourages everyone to say what they have long wanted to say, citing the example of Kevin, who is popular at school. He is said to want to apologize to everyone he has made stupid jokes and made fun of. He also mentions Rich, saying that he would like to admit that he is gay. Teacher Glisson thanks him for his speech and ends the ceremony. Outside the school, this teacher approaches Dennis and reprimands him for his speech, saying that one phone call from her and he won't get to go to Stanford, where he wants to go. Denise excuses himself by saying that if not for his speech, Beth would never have known about him. But Glisson remains adamant until he asks her if she has ever been in love herself. This question makes Glisson remember her failed relationship, and understanding Dennis's feelings leaves him. Dennis notices Beth and approaches her. The girl says he embarrassed her, although it was nice. Beth then takes off her graduation robe, explaining that she is very hot. Their conversation is interrupted by Rich. The guy is puzzled as to why Dennis called him gay, then notices Beth and apologizes for interrupting their conversation. Beth is about to leave, but Dennis stops her and invites her to his party tonight. Beth replies that she and her girlfriends will stop by. Dennis is approached by Beth's ex-boyfriend, Kevin, and starts threatening him physically, but Dr. Glisson intervenes and says that all conflicts should be resolved off school property. Dennis and Rich go home to get ready for the party. Rich has a problem with the way Dennis called him and asks why he called him gay. Dennis recalls a situation that happened a few years ago when they watched the movie The Three Musketeers together, and Rich suggested that he get naked and fight with swords. But coming back from his memories, he never recalls this strange situation to his friend. Sometime later, Rich arrives at his friend's house and sees him getting ready for the evening in a hurry. Dennis's parents come into the kitchen and share a few valuable tips with the boy. After his mother leaves, Dennis's father wishes the boys a good time before college starts and leaves. The boys are standing in the yard waiting for the girls to arrive when suddenly they see a car, clearly in violation of traffic laws, approaching their house. Dennis and Rich, assuming a more attractive pose, wait for the girls at the door. Tris, Cameron, and Beth enter the house, thinking they are the first and not knowing where the others are. At first, Beth treats Dennis with some negativity, but when he clumsily opens a bottle of champagne, she shows concern for him. Suddenly, Kevin shows up. He is eager to get revenge on Dennis, and he closes all the windows and doors, but fails to lock the back door in time. Kevin and his friends sneak into the house and, despite Beth's pleas to leave, start destroying everything around them. Rich and Dennis run out into the street where Beth's car picks them up and they drive away. A short time later, they stop at a gas station. Beth tries to buy a few cans of beer. The cashier asks for identification, to which Beth shows a fake driver's license that says she is 37 years old. The salesman refuses to sell alcohol, but after Beth offers to kiss the cashier, they get a beer. Dennis realizes that Beth is not the girl he was in love with. The company goes to the woods and spends time around a campfire discussing various topics. Dennis tries to open the bottle with his teeth like Beth, but accidentally knocks his tooth out. As Rich, Cameron, and Tris walk away, Dennis tells Beth that he wants to play a song that has her name on it. Beth recognizes the song and tells her that she was named after the song. Dennis tells Beth that she deserves better than making out with the cashier for a beer. Finally, Beth realizes that no one has ever loved her that sincerely. A group with Rich and two girls finds a farm with cows. While they are walking, Rich steps in cow manure, and the entire herd of cows begins to chase the company. In a panic, Rich and Beth's friends run to the car and are about to leave. Beth asks Rich to leave his sneakers or he will walk. Beth drives frantically and collides with a car standing in the road. No one is hurt, but soon Dennis's father gets out of that car with his pants down. Dennis wants to get out, but Beth convinces him not to talk to his father in such a situation, and they drive off. The company arrives at the party. Dennis steps away from Rich to go to the bathroom, but Greg pushes him into the room and looks like he wants to beat Dennis up. But suddenly, Greg begins to cry and thank Dennis for understanding his mistakes with his speech and regrets hitting and bullying others. Greg declares that they are best friends now and asks for a chance to call and discuss the past. Dennis returns to the hall and learns that Kevin is also in the house. Together with Rich, they try to escape, but Kevin spots the guys and heads over to finish what he started. Greg comes to the rescue and knocks out Kevin's friends, but Kevin himself doesn't give up after the first punch. Kevin puts Greg down and gets to Dennis, but Beth breaks into the house in his car, and while Kevin is distracted, Greg delivers a decisive blow to Kevin. Dennis, Rich, Beth, and her friends leave. Beth arrives at the school. She has the key to the door, so they all sneak in. Beth and her friends dance in front of Dennis, which pleases him. After the dance, they go into the shower where Dennis catches them almost naked. Beth invites him to join her, and then Kevin and his friends find them through the car alarm. Kevin attacks Dennis, but Rich comes to the rescue, using a towel as a weapon. Beth and the others wait for Rich in the car, and they head to Triss's parents' house outside of town. On the way, Beth asks Dennis to take off his t-shirt to get rid of the smell after the fight. She accidentally drops the t-shirt, stops the car, and goes looking for it with Dennis. The couple finds the t-shirt, but they are attacked by an aggressive wild raccoon. They get back in the car and drive home. Beth and Dennis change clothes and go to the marina to face the sunrise, while Rich, Cameron, and Triss go to the bedroom. Dennis finally kisses Beth, and she admits that Kevin was not the best boyfriend for her, and their relationship was only good in the beginning. Beth admits that she liked being with Kevin because of the envy of the other girls. The next morning, Beth takes Dennis and Rich home, where their parents meet them. The parents are not happy about the trashing of the house, but Dennis's father says he is glad they had a good time and leaves for the house. As they say goodbye, Beth kisses Dennis, and they promise each other they will meet at graduation, and if they have no one else, Dennis will marry her. Rich admits that he is gay, but is also interested in girls. Dennis doesn't want to wait until graduation, and he and Rich leave for the house, discussing how to get back in touch with Beth. That's all for today. Subscribe and like it if you want more videos like this.